Hey, let me ask you this quick question. Do you sometimes feel like somebody's watching you? Like, have you ever had this feeling like you're doing something? Maybe you're doing your job, you're in a position where you have a lot of responsibility. So you're doing your job, but you always feel like they watching you. You know they over there, they watching what you do, they're watching what you say, they're always maybe questioning what you do. And so that feeling that you get, you worried about somebody gonna call you out. You think that at any minute now, somebody is gonna pop up and it's like, you're not qualified to do this. You're not qualified. You don't know what you're doing. Do you ever get that feeling like somebody's watching you, like all eyes on you all the time? And it creates this stress. It creates this tension inside of you, and you feel like you're going to be found out. Do you ever get that feeling? Worried about whether somebody gonna call you out. You fake, you phony, you a fraud, you not even real. I don't even know what you doing. That's what I'm talking about. Those kind of thoughts or those kind of feelings. Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach, and I'm popping in here today to share another video with you, drop some more gems. I'm going to shed a little light today on imposter syndrome. That's that feeling that sometimes we get when you think that somebody is watching you, when you worry that you're questioning yourself, you're worried about whether or not somebody's going to come up and tell you, tap you on your shoulder, excuse me, you're not qualified. You don't deserve this. You're not good enough. I don't even know why you're here. Those thoughts are very real. And as a matter of fact, I was doing a little research and I learned that over 70% of people actually have those kind of experiences, those feelings at some point in their life. They have those kind of feelings, worried about whether or not they're going to be found out to be a fraud, or somebody coming up to them and saying, hey, you don't deserve this. You're not good enough. Why are you even here? I don't understand. Or you just got this because you know such and such. Or you just got this because you be kissing up. You don't even deserve this. Over 70% of us actually at some point have experienced those type of feelings. And inside of you, those feelings actually create, number one, fear. And number two, doubt. Fear that at any moment, somebody's going to come get you. Somebody's going to be like, pull your cord and be like, you don't deserve this. No, this is not you. You should not even be here. Or that's the fear part. The self-doubt part is you thinking about yourself. You not believing that you're good enough. You're not believing that you can actually do something. You don't even think that you deserve what you do have, creating that doubt in you as to whether or not you can continue to move forward, whether you can pursue that goal or whether you can pursue that dream. That is imposter syndrome. Hey y'all, look, I told you that I am coming in, I am committed. We are finishing this year strong. So this is day number 17, and we're talking today about imposter syndrome. And I'm gonna give you three little nuggets that I want you to hold on to, that's going to help you to kind of redefine imposter syndrome. It does not have to be a matter of fear. It does not have to be a matter of self-doubt. It is actually something that we can use. So I'm going to drop these three gems for you today, something that I want you to tuck into your tool belt. So that's going to help us to continue to create this growth mindset as we go into this brand new year. So day 17 of our 21 days strong. Now, look, I'm on location once again, but I don't care where I was. I was going to drop these gems to share these things with you all because I know that this is something that is going to bless you. So regardless of where I am, I'm showing up because I am committed to drop these gems, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So really quickly, I want you to think about this. In our lives, right, we go through these different stages. in our life. When you're first learning how to do something, or better yet, when you have absolutely no idea on how to do something. Take, for example, riding a bicycle. So most of us actually learned how to ride a bike when we were younger, right? Y'all remember that out there on the little tricycles, right? Maybe your mama or daddy or older brother or sister was like running in behind you or to the side of you, like helping you to ride your tricycle, teaching you how to ride. So you rode the tricycle for a little while, right? And then all of a sudden the little training wheels, it's time for them to come off, right? So now you trying to balance, because now where you used to be on, just like three wheels, right, with the tricycle, now here you are on two. Whoa, wait a minute. This is a different kind of a balance thing, right? But you got that support right there. You got that hand on your shoulder. You got that hand holding the back of the bike, right? And so you going, and then all of a sudden they let you go. When we first learn how to ride a bike, we are beginners. That's how it is in anything that we start new. When you're learning how to do something new, we're beginners. Even as beginners, you have that curiosity, you have that excitement about you, that you don't fully know how to do it, but you're so excited to learn how to do something. And so every day you want to do, go do. Every day you want to go, I want to ride my bike, right? You want to go out there and ride your bike. That type of excitement. I want you to think about that excitement when you are learning how to do anything. As a beginner, we start with knowing nothing. A lot of times with knowing very little or nothing about how to do something. But over time, as we continue to develop and to grow, you get a little bit better in that thing that once before you had absolutely no idea how to do it. But with practice, I remember I talked about that the other day. With practice, you've made some progress. So now you're kind of like an intermediate, right? You're not the expert just quite yet. Oh, you've been riding a bicycle for a few months now, and you've had a few, scrapes, fell down a few times, right? But nonetheless, you get right back up and you do it again. You're continuing to ride. So now let's say that you're an intermediate. All right. So through the years, you continue riding your bike. And so now you are an adult. It's nothing for you to get out there now on a bike. You ride up and down the road. Now you might have some aches and pains when you get done because you haven't done it in a while, but nonetheless, you can still do it. Because back when you were a beginner, you knew nothing about it, but you stuck with it. You absolutely stuck with it, and you practiced and you practiced, and over years, now you done tried different kind of bikes. You done tried, 10 speeds and mountain bikes, and you ride on all kind of wheels now. Okay, so now you're the expert, you're the guru. It don't even matter. You stuck with it and you made the progress. I want you to take that same concept, beginner, intermediate, and guru, or the expert. I call it BIG. So BIG, beginner, intermediate, or the guru. Those are the 3 gems that I want to drop with you today. Those are the 3 gems that I want you to take and help you to redefine imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, it is a psychological condition that creates this because of the negative thoughts that we have in our mind. It creates this fear, this anxiety, this nervousness inside of us that for many of us, it has held us hostage. For many of us, it has caused us to be stuck in positions. Yes, I want to go and do that thing, but I don't think that I'm good enough to do that thing. I would love to be able to go after that promotion, but I haven't been here long enough. I don't know. I don't, know very much about the company. Yeah, I'm qualified, but you know what? I just know maybe now is not a good time. The negative thoughts, the inner conversations that you are having with yourself, that is preventing you from moving forward. That is all a part of imposter syndrome. That feeling that leaves you questioning whether or not if you are fake, if you are a fraud, or if you're phony. Well, I want to share with you today, you're none of those things. And those negative thoughts, if you adopt these 3 gems that I'm going to share with you really quickly, if you adopt these, they are going to help you to redefine that imposter syndrome. It is going to help you to move forward. Even if you are afraid, move forward anyway. I've told you before, I've shared with you before that fear, it's not our foe. Fear is our friend. Don't let fear stop you from pursuing your goals. Don't let fear stop you from pursuing that big dream, that one thing that you've always wanted to do. Okay? And don't let anyone, not including you, not even yourself, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. You're not an imposter. Okay? So, as a beginner, you're first learning how to do something. I remember there were times when I would walk into certain rooms. But because my title was not as high as theirs were, so they were more like supervisors, superiors, right? I would feel intimidated being in the company, being in their company, just because of the title difference. Their title is higher. They make more money than I do. They make bigger decisions than I do. Yeah, I feel a little uncomfortable being in this space. And there were for years, I sat at tables with these people, with a lot of these people. And I wish I knew then what I know now. That even me as a beginner, learning how to do something, learning and stepping into these spaces for the very first time. If I knew then what I know now, then that would have made a world of difference for me. Because now I know that stepping into that place, even as a beginner, that I add value. So you walk into that place knowing who you have. You have experiences, you have skills, you have talent, you have great things about you. You are smart, you are intelligent, you are capable. You should be confident because you know that you are qualified. You have what it takes to be in that room. You deserve to be in that room. You deserve to have a seat at that table even as a beginner, because even as a beginner, you still add value. And so, yes, there may be conversations that are going around. Those would not be the same conversations had you not been present in that room. So the fact that you are there shows that you are showing up to add value. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to let them know, hey, I'm here. Now, mind yourself. So you're kind of taking a lay of the land. You're kind of seeing how things work. But even within that, you're learning how to adapt to different environments. You're learning how to navigate in different communities. So even that is a part of your learning that is eventually going to take you to that next level as an intermediate. Never be afraid to show up. Never be afraid to share with someone who you are. Never be afraid to share with someone what you know, and never be afraid to share with someone what you don't know. Because if you don't speak up and let someone know that you don't know how to do something, it might be assumed that you do. But the fact that you're vocal, you're owning that, and you're showing people that you are willing to learn, lets people know, hey, she's a team player. I like how she thinks. She's a progressive a progressive thinker. She wants to learn more. She wants to grow. She wants to make progress. So never be afraid to let them know what you don't know. Okay? So now you've gone from a beginner who deserves to be in the room to an intermediate. And now, because you have been in other rooms at that level and you're walking into new spaces with new people, now you're able to share with them what you learned down here as a beginner. So as an intermediate, you're even adding even more value. So now you have, as an intermediate, you have the responsibility, hey, these people right here who are just starting as beginners, don't be afraid to share with them as well. Help them to get to where you're trying to go, because as an intermediate, you've kind of earned that space as an intermediate. And so now as an intermediate, you still have something. You're learning from the people above you. Those are the experts. Those are the gurus. Okay? Those are the people. That's the level eventually that you want to get to. But even when you get to that level as an expert in that particular room or in that community, it's time for you to find a new community. Because it is in the different rooms, the different spaces, the different communities where you will continuously learn and make progress. All right? So never be afraid to own what stage you are in, whether you are a beginner, B, whether you are an intermediate, the I, or whether you are a guru, G. All right? I want you to use all three of these gems. Use all three of these to redefine imposter syndrome. No longer are we hiding. No longer are we being afraid to enter a space just because we don't know something. If you don't know something, that's why you want to go to that space. You're stepping in that space to learn that thing. You're stepping in that space so you can shift your mind and you can continue to make the progress. All right? So, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach, and I hope that this blesses you today to help you to learn how to redefine imposter syndrome. We've had issues with imposter syndrome. We've let imposter syndrome hold us back. No longer. That stops now, because we're going into this brand new year with a new mindset. My new mindset is that I'm going to own whatever stage that I'm in. If I'm a beginner, I'm going to own that. If I'm an intermediate, I'm going to own that. If I'm an expert or the guru, I'm going to own that. All right? Hey, y'all, I'm Dr. Tam. I'm your empowerment coach, and I hope that this blesses you today. Hey, go back. Run this back. I really want you to listen to this one, because we have some shifts to make up here before we go into our brand new year. We're just days away, but I know we're going to get there. All right? I'll check in with you guys soon.